This is the Roulette Master in Kentucky. White, one of my subscribers, just sent in an amazing roulette system that he says wins consistently at the casino. I can't wait to share it with you, and we're going to put it up in a head-to-head matchup today with Dr. Pepper Roulette, and each one's going to get 15 minutes of playtime. I can't wait to see which one makes the most money in that 15 minutes. Let's go ahead and start with Dr. Pepper Roulette first, and once I get the bets placed, we'll go ahead and start the timer. So here we go. We're going to have $30 on black, and we're going to have $20 on second column. So let's go ahead and do that, and let's spin. And the timer is going, and again, this is going to be Dr. Pepper Roulette first, followed by Kentucky White's new incredible roulette system. And man, I can't wait to see. I love both of these, and I can't wait to see which one does the best. And we got a win there. You can see we're up $10, so we're just going to rebet and spin, and here we go. All right. That's a 14 red. That's another win. So we're up 20 now. Let's just rebet and spin. And Kentucky White is a very active member on the channel, helps a lot of other people out, and I really enjoy his roulette system. So I can't wait to see how this one does today. That's another win. We're up 30. And here we go again. Let's spin. It's a $50 total bet. 30 on the color and 20 on the column. And that's a 25 red. So when we lose with this system, we are going to go up by the same amount that we started with the bet. So that means the column goes up 20 and the color goes up 30. So now we have 60 on the color because it originally started with 30, and then 20 on the column is now 40. That's a $100 total bet, and let's spin. We're a minute 20 in out of this first 15 minutes of the challenge, and that's a 7 red. And that's another loss. So again, we're going to increase by the amount that we originally had, which was 20 on column, 30 on the color, which is black, and here we go again. And this is a $2,000 bankroll system. That's a 19 red, and that's another loss. You can see temporarily we're down to 70. We're going to increase the column by 20, the color by 30, and let's spin again. Here we go. There's a lot of jackpot numbers on this one, which I'll show you here in a second, and that's a 17 black, and that is a jackpot number. Look at that. So we're back up again, and when that happens and we get a win, we're going to, if we're in profit, we're going to restart. So let's do that. So we'll have 30 on the black and 20 on the second column again. Now we have a $50 total bet. And usually we have to be back in session profit, but we were really close. So we went ahead and restarted there. It's always smart to do that. Now we're back up 20. Let's rebet and spin. Anytime you have a chance and you're real close to session profit, definitely restart. Because things like that can happen, like the double zero we just had. So again, when we lose, we're going to increase the column by 20 and the color by 30. And I'm going to show you can also do this with third column and red. And that's a 1 red right there. And that's a loss, so we will increase again. We'll check our balance here. We're going to increase the column by 20 and the color by 30. We're minus 130 right now. But that's just because we need to get a few wins, and let's see if we can get them here. That's a 35 black. That's a $210 win, and that is a really good one. So let's see where we're at, and we are in new session profit, so we start over. And now just remember where we're at with that session profit. Really important. So we'll have 30 on the black and 20 on the column. That's second column, and we are currently 3 minutes 36 seconds in out of 15, and that's a $10 win. We will take it. We're up 90 now, and let's rebet at the base level of $50, which is again is 30 on color, 20 on column, and that's a 12 red, and that's a loss. So let's go ahead and increase 20 on column, 30 on color. And I'm going to show you also how to play with red and third column with this, and also explain why that's necessary. There's another loss, so let's go ahead and increase again. Again, that's 30 on color, 20 on column. I like how it's always the same. If you win, you keep the bet the same unless you're in session profit. And there's a jackpot number right there. So we're up 150. That's new session profit. So we restart. But now we're going to restart with red and third column. And let me explain why. Let me put that on red now. So 30 on red, 20 on third column. The reason why is because there's more red numbers in the third column. The same reason that second column always goes with black. So let's go ahead and spin. We're almost 5 minutes in out of 15. And that's a 1 red. Okay, that's a win. So let's go ahead and rebet and spin. Then we'll check our balance again. And always keep track of your session profit. And that's really important. That's a 2 black. Okay, that's a loss. So remember that. We were up 160 before we had that loss. That's really important to remember. And let's increase the bets. So 20 on column, 30 on color, $100 total bet now. Here we go. And let's spin. All right, that is a 22 black. And that's a loss. So let's go ahead and increase the column by 20. Increase the color by 30. And we're up 10 right now. This is a 150 total bet. And let's spin. That's a 33 black. That's a $30 win, but we're not in session profit, so we're just going to keep it the same and rebet. And let's see if we can get one of those red numbers in the third column, which would be a nice jackpot hit. There's a 24 black. That's a $30 win because we hit the column. So we're up 70 now, but not in session profit, so we don't restart. And we're 6.5 minutes in out of 15. And that's a 4 black. And that's a loss, so let's go ahead and increase again. 20 on column, 30 on color. And let's see if we can get a red number here, and hopefully one of those ones in the third column. That's a 32 red. And that's a $40 win. We're still not in session profit, so we just rebet and spin. We're 7 minutes in out of 15. And that's a 10 black. And that's a loss, so we increase again. Now you're seeing why we need the bankroll. It's always one of the most important things that you can think about. You can see temporarily we're down 240, but we just need to get a win here. And that's a 15 black. That's a $50 win. We're minus 190. We're going to stay right at that 250 bet because when you get a win and you're not in session profit, you just rebet. And that's a 25 red. That's a $50 win. We'll take that. And let's just rebet and spin. We're looking for one of those red numbers in the third column. And here we go. That's a 7 red. We'll take another $50 win, though. We're at minus 90. You can actually get back to session profit without a jackpot if you get enough of these partial wins. So let's see what we get here. That's a 5 red. It's another partial win, 50. We'll take it. We're only minus 40 now. And now if we get one of those jackpot numbers, man, we're going to really be sitting pretty. And that's a 12 red. And there it is right there. Look at that. We're up 310 now. So we go back to the start, and we'll have 20 on the column, 30 on the color, up 310 now. See how quick that changed once we hit a jackpot number? And that's what I love about Dr. Pepper Roulette, and we're 8.5 minutes in out of 15. And that would have been a jackpot on black, but we lost that because we're still on red. So we're going to increase by 2 on the column, 3 on the color, and let's spin. Here we go. Another one of my favorite systems, and I can't wait to see Kentucky Whites and see how it does today. And let's increase the bets again. And it's just going to be 20 on column, 30 on color, 150 total. 9 minutes in out of 15. Here we go. That is a 24 black. And that's a $30 win because we hit the column but not the color. So let's just rebet and spin. Let's see if we can get one of those jackpot numbers again. Again, that's a red number in the third column, but that's a 4 black. And that's a loss, so we'll increase again. And again, you see why we need the $2,000 bankroll. And if that's too much for you, no problem. This is a $200 bet here, by the way. And because all you have to do is start the initial bet smaller, and you can reduce the bankroll. Just keep it proportionate. We lost again, so we're going to increase the column by 20 and the color by 30. Then we'll check our balance again. This is a 250 total bet, and that is a 6 black, and that's a $50 win. We'll take that partial win. Let's rebet and spin, and we need another one of those jackpot red numbers. Let's see if we can get one. That's a 2 black. That would have been a jackpot on black, but we're still on red, so let's increase again. And you never know which way to go, but that's the luck part of this. But that's a 21 red, and there's a jackpot. So we got it either way. So that put us all the way back up 60, but we're not near session profit. So we just stay on the same bet and spin again. We're 10.5 minutes in out of 15. That's a 28 black, and that is a loss. So let's increase again. Okay. There we go. 350 total bet. We're at 10 minutes 52 seconds in. And that's a 23 red. That's a $70 win. We're not in session profit, so we just rebet and spin it the same amount. And 11 minutes 6 seconds in out of 15. That is a 3 red, and that's a good one. That's a $490 win. We're up $320 now. Fantastic. And let's go ahead and put the bets back where they started. And let's spin again. Here we go. We're 11.5 minutes in now. That's a 19 red. It's a $10 win. We'll take it. And we're up $330. Let's just rebet and spin. This is why I love the Dr. Pepper roulette system, is even when you think things are going bad, all you need is a jackpot number and things are going good again. And let's increase again after that loss. And we're currently up 280. So let's go ahead and spin. We're almost 12 minutes in out of 15. Here we go. That's a 2 black. That would have been a jackpot on black. So it's up to you if you want to switch back and forth between red and black when you get a jackpot. That's probably a good way to do it. And now we have a 150 total bet after we increased those bets. And we're 12 minutes 17 seconds in. That's a 00. That would have lost on either. So let's increase. 2 on column, 3 on color, and let's spin. I love how it's always the same when you lose, so you don't have to think about how much you're increasing. That would have been another jackpot on black. So we lost that one. You can see that dropped us down to minus 170. So we'll increase 2 on column, 3 on color. We're 12 minutes 45 seconds in out of 15. And ooh, there's another 0. Ouch. Okay, so let's increase again. Okay, again, that's 2 on column, 3 on color. Let's get a jackpot. We got 2 minutes left. And that's a 17 black. Man, black would be paying huge right now. But let's go ahead and increase again. Then we'll check our balance after this one. It's a 350 total bet. This shows you why you need patience and bankroll, and that's an 18 red. And there's a jackpot. All right. So we're still not in session profit. So we keep the bet the same. And let's see if we can get another win or some partial wins. And that's a 22 black. And that's a loss. So let's go ahead and increase again. Again, it's always the same. 2 on column, 3 on the color. And that's a 23 red. That's a nice $80 partial win. Let's go ahead and rebet and spin. Let's see if we can get another jackpot number in the next minute here. And that is a 20 black. Man, black would be cleaning up right now. But that's okay. You never know which way to go. But with patience and bankroll, you can come back even when things are really tough. So let's see what we get here. That's a 36 red. And that's a jackpot, $630 win. So we're going to stay right there, rebet and spin. We have just under a minute left here. That's an 18 red. So back-to-back jackpots, awesome. We're up 360. We're going to reset, and let's put the bets back where they were. What a comeback. And I see that all the time with Dr. Pepper Roulette, is just when you think things are really bad, a couple jackpot numbers come up and save the day. There's a 0. So let's go ahead and increase. Okay, so now we're at $100 total. This will be our last spin because the 15 minutes is almost up, and that's an 8 black. So the 15 minutes just expired, and we currently are $210 up, and for the Dr. Pepper Roulette. Now it's time for Kentucky White System. I can't wait to share it with you. Let's see which one makes the most money. Let's see if Kentucky White System can make more than $210 in 15 minutes. I can't wait. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, it's time for Kentucky White's Roulette System. I can't wait to share it with you. And once I place the bets, we'll start the timer for 15 minutes. We're going to be using $10 units today, and we'll be on 1 to 18 even and red to start. The timer is set for 15 minutes, and let's spin. I'm going to show you what to do when you have losses, what to do when you have wins, and everything you need to know to make money. That's a 35 black, and we lost. So the second bet is going to double and go to black odd in 19 to 36. And you can see we're currently minus 30. We want to keep track of our session profit levels with this one. And let's see what we get here. That is a 17 black. And that's a $20 win. So we are minus 10 right now. We're not in session profit. So we're going to go back to 1 to 18 even and red and keep the bet the same. Okay, and the way these bets are going to move, I'm going to explain to you here in a second. There's a pattern to this, and really important to how you play. That is a 9 red. Okay, and we're up $10 right now. And let's go ahead, and now we need to repeat that bet. So let's go ahead and do that and spin. So basically we're going to be using this pattern, which is red, black, red, red, black, black. And the 1 to 18 even and red are going to stay together. The black, odd, and 19 to 36 are going to stay together. When we reach new session profit like we just did, we start back at the beginning of that sequence with $10 each. So let's go ahead and spin, and we're a minute 36 in out of 15. That is a 5 red. That's a $10 win. And that's new session profit, so we can go ahead and start back over again. So anytime we're in new session profit, we're up 80. Let's keep track of that. You start over the red, black, red, red, black, black. And that's a 29 black. That's a loss, so we will double, and we will go to the next bet in that sequence. So that's going to be black, odd, and 19 to 36. If we lose here, we'll go back to red for 2 and then black for 2. Okay, we did lose. So now we will double that. And we'll have 2 bets on 1 to 18 even and red if we need them to get back to session profit. Here we go. Let's see what we get here. That's at 35 black. And we lost. And so now we'll go from 40 to 80. We have one more bet over here to the left before we go to the right for 2 spins. And let's spin again. This is why you need that $2,000 bankroll in case you start out with a few bad numbers. And that's a 6 black. And that's an $80 win. So if that happens and we're not in session profit, we keep the bets the same. If you win and you're not in session profit, you keep the bet the same. However, we need to move this in the sequence, which it's time to move to the other side. So the 240, if you take that divided by 3, that's 80. So we keep those bets the same, but move them to the right. Here we go. And then now we would have 2 bets over here to the right on the black and 19 to 36 and odd. That's a 24 black. That's an $80 win. And let's go ahead and rebet that. Because when we get a win and we're not in session profit, we just rebet again and keep the bet the same. That's a 17 black. That's another win. So I think that's new session profit at 150. So anytime you reach new session profit, you start back over at 1 to 18, even and red for 10. And we're 4 minutes, 6 seconds in out of 15. That's a 28 black. That's a loss, so we will double and move to the right. Again, it goes red, black, red, red, black, black. And that's a 13 black. Okay, we won there. That's new session profit. We start over. Get those bets in the right spot. Always keep track of your session profit with this one. And let's spin again. We're starting the sequence over. And that's a 3 red. It's another win. So that's new session profit. We start over. All right, let's spin. Here we go. We're 5 minutes in out of 15. And that is a 1 red. That's a $10 win. So that's new session profit. Let's just rebet that and spin. See if we can get on a roll here. That is a 22 black. That's a loss, so we will double and move to the right. Again, it goes red, black, red, red, black, black. And let's go ahead and spin. All right, that is a 7 red. Okay, that is a loss. So now we go back to the left and we double again. And if we lose this one or we're not in session profit, we will stay here for one more spin. That's a 34 red. And we won, so the bet will stay the same. Actually, that's new session profit there. So we need to restart. We are up $190, and let's go ahead and spin. All right, that was a good one. And that's a 4 black. We're 6 minutes in. That's a win, so we restart. That's new session profit. And let's spin. Here we go. All right. That is a 13 black. That's a loss, so we will double and move to the right. Now we're on black odd and 19 to 36 for 20 on each. And that is a 20 black. And that is a win. And that's new session profit at 210. We start over. All right, let's go ahead and spin. Here we go. That is a 19 red. That's a loss, so we'll double and move to the right. Again, it goes red, black, red, red, black, black on losses. And then when you get to new session profit, you start over with that sequence. Okay, there's a $20 win. And now we can start back over. New session profit. Keep track of that as you go through. It's really important. We're 7 minutes and 15 seconds in. And that's an 8 black. New session profit again. We're up 230. Just rebet and spin. So far Kentucky White System's doing great. One thing I love about Kentucky White is he helps a lot of other people on the channel. And I think that's fantastic. That's what the community is all about. And we're up 240. That's new session profit. And let's spin. And that's a 29 black. We lost, so we are going to double and move to the right. Again, it goes red, black, red, red, black, black. And that's a 33 black. That's a good one. That's definitely new session profit at 270. All right, we start back over with the sequence. We're 8 minutes, 15 seconds in out of 15. And that's a 22 black. That's a loss, so we will double and move to the right and spin. Here we go. That's a 16 red. So we lost, so we'll double again and move back here. And if we lose this one, we'll stay here for one more spin because it goes black, red, or red, black, red, red, black, black. And that's a 34 red. Okay, that's a win, but I don't think we're in session profit, so we'll have one more spin at 120 here. And that's an 18 red. Okay, now we are in session profit, and we're up 360 now. Boy, that was a great one. Did you see that? We won the even, the 1 to 18, and the red, and that's one thing Kentucky White was talking about when he sent this, was that when you hit all three, man, it's amazing. And that just jumped us up to $360 in profit. We restart and spin. Boy, that was awesome. That's just like the Dr. Pepper when you hit a jackpot number, and that's a 23 red. That's a loss. So we double and move to the right. Again, it goes red, black, red, red, black, black on losses, and when we reach new session profit, we start over. That's a 20 black, and that's a win. We're up 370, new session profit. You have to keep track of that new session profit with this one. That's how you keep going and staying in sync, and that's a 24 black. And that's a loss, so we double and move to the right. Okay, so let's go ahead and spin. Here we go. We're 10 minutes, 15 seconds in out of 15. And that's a 5 red. And that's a loss, so we go back to the left and double again. Okay, let's go ahead and spin. Here we go. That's a 16 red. And we did it again. We hit 1 to 18 even and red. So that's definitely new session profit. Now we're up $460. That really is a jackpot. Fantastic. Kentucky White, I'm loving this. And we're almost 11 minutes in now out of 15. That's a 14. And we did it again. Look at that. 1 to 18 even and red again. We're up $490 now. Let's spin again at the base level, 10 each. Wow. And that's at 36 red. And that's a win, so we stay there. That's new session profit. We're up $500, and here we go. Wow. That's a 27 red. That's a loss, so we double and move to the right and spin. Here we go. And that's a 19 red. And that's a win. So that's new session profit. Let's start over. Oh, I accidentally placed 20 on one of those. There we go. $30 base level. We're 12 minutes in out of 15. So just moving right along. Fantastic. And man, I love this. So that's a loss. So we will double and move to the right. We're up 500, and let's spin. And that is an 8 black. So we will double again after that loss. And we'll move back to the left. If we lose this one, we'll have another bet here, unless we're in session profit. That is a 3 red. And that's a $40 win, and that's back to session profit level, so let's restart. All right, let's spin. And the more you get up, too, if you're close to session profit, go ahead and restart as well. And that's the smart way to do it. And that's new session profit at 530. We're just moving right along. Kentucky White, this is fantastic. We're 13 minutes in out of 15, 2 minutes left. And, man, this has been a fantastic system. And that's a loss, so we'll double and move to the right. Again, we go red, black, red, red, black, black on losses. And if we get a win and we're not in session profit, we keep the bet the same. There's another loss, so we will double again. And spin. And here we go. That's a 26 black. And that's another loss. So now we're going to go from 40 to 80. And again, this is why you need the bankroll in case this happens. And here we go. Let's go ahead and spin. And then we'll have 2 at this level until we're back in session profit. That's a 29 black though. Oh my goodness, we hit black odd and 19 to 36. Look at that, we're up $660. That's a jackpot if I've ever seen one. Wow, we only have a minute left too. This system is cleaning up. Kentucky White, you are a genius. And that's a 23 red. And let's double and move to the right after that loss. Here we go. Only 45 seconds left. That's a 2 black. And that's a loss, so we will go double again. And move back to the left. Again, it goes red, black, red, red, black, black. And that's an 8 black. That's a win, and that's close enough to session profit. Let's go ahead and be smart and start over and spin. And we only have 15 seconds left. That is a 19 red. That's a loss, and we just ran out of time. So, man, Kentucky White, your roulette system made $660, almost 3 times what Dr. Pepper Roulette made, even though Dr. Pepper Roulette is awesome as well. Both these systems did incredible, made almost $900 in profit, and that's incredible. Thank you again for sending this in, Kentucky White, and thank you guys for sending all your systems in as well. Remember to send them to roulettemaster.c@gmail.com, and that's what keeps the channel going, and we get to see new systems every single day because of you guys. So keep up the great work. And I love it. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe if you're enjoying the content. And I just feel so lucky to have such a great community of people who love roulette. And boy, this was a fun competition today. Both systems really kicked butt. And this is the Roulette Master. And have a great day, everybody.